Greetings, everyone. This is the Alternative Guy,
And I am the alternative gal.
and we're back here again with another video. This video is a very, very serious topic once again. We try to bring you guys some very serious, thought-provoking information. This video is about this book that we've just completed reading, and the book is about Wetiko. And Wetiko is about, it's a concept that the Native Americans uh, came up with in dealing with the white European uh, invaders. And they came up with this concept. And what we're going to do, we're going to expound on this concept. But before we expound on it, we want to share with you a video of the author of this book. And he has uh, really got into this whole concept of, the Native Americans, what they were speaking about. So we're gonna share this video of him explaining what his version of what you call, and then we're gonna elaborate a little bit on the concept. And by the way, we're gonna follow up with more videos about this topic because we can look at the world today and we can see this mind virus that's plaguing our world.
Exactly.
So check this video out of the author, and then at the end we're gonna show you guys a video of some Native American uh, Native American prediction that has come true. So we're gonna share it with you. So watch the video to the end. Before we get started, give this video a thumbs up so that we can get this information out.
It's this Native American term that connotes the spirit of evil. And so all that I'm doing, I'm just a translator. And it's not just the Native Americans. I mean, every tradition that's based in spiritual wisdom or understanding has its own symbol system for pointing out Wetiko and calls it by different names. And the idea is that the origin is in the psyche. It's not something objective or external to us. And it operates through the psyche as well as having the origin in the psyche, and it operates through the unconscious, through the parts of us that have blind spots, in such a way that we then unwittingly become the instrument to act it out in the world, and at the same time it hides itself from being seen, so we're not aware of that, unwittingly become its instrument. And so it's actually this you could think of it as sort of the psychological form of being blind, like this blindness of the mind in which people who are afflicted with it actually believe that they're seeing clearly. And not only that, but they believe that they're seeing more clearly than people who are actually clear-sighted. The thing about Wetiko is that it's getting created in this moment where we are co-creating it, all of us, not just you and me, but 7 billion of us humans. It's a phenomena. It's a phenomena that we're all co-creating or not every moment. And so that, I think, is the essential thing, that it's something that's available to us that we're actually participating in the co-creation of right now. It's just like when you're in a dream and there's like a demon in the dream and you don't know you're dreaming, you're going to be running away or scared or reacting to that energy. But in the ultimate sense, what is that dream? In the ultimate sense, it's nothing other than your own energy just projected out as the dream. And to have that realization, that's to have lucidity, that's to wake up to the dreamlike nature. And I'm basically pointing out in my work that that same situation is available to us in the waking dream, that what we're thinking as being outside of ourselves, in the form of the whole objective world, this seemingly objective world, that similar to a dream where you can have lucidity and recognize, oh, it's actually a reflection of my internal, what's going on inside of me. The same thing in our waking dream. We can have that exact same understanding. The underlying point of view that I'm coming from, and I began having these experiences, like 30 years ago or something, was that we're having a collective shared dream right now. That we're all, we're the dreamers of the dream, and we're collaboratively dreaming up this world together. And what that means is that what's happening in the seemingly outer world is actually a reflection of what's happening inside of us. And the thing about the Wetiko virus is that it's a collective psychosis. So that's important, because what I'm pointing at is that there's a collective psychosis that's endemic, that's running rampant in the greater body politic of the world. But we've become so kind of, we're under almost like an anesthesia, like we've become like sort of numb to the incredible insanity that we're playing out, that we're destroying the biosphere, which is the support system, the life support system of our species. We're actively destroying it. If like an enlightened alien looked sort of objectively from outside the system at what we were doing, they would be scratching their head going, why is the most intelligent species that's ever emerged on planet Earth, why are they actively committing collective suicide? And so the thing I'm saying is that process, as it's playing out in the world, is actually reflecting a deep unconscious inner process that's happening within our psyche, and it behooves us to recognize that.
Okay, so we're back. So now what we want to do is just deal with some of the characteristics of this concept. Myself, personally, I want us to think about this whole idea and where the idea came from. Okay, let's look at, it's a chapter in the book called The Masters of Deception. And let's think about that, how we're constantly being deceived about certain things, and how individuals, and I'm going to say that we're basically talking about the Europeans, and we know that this concept can affect anybody,
Yes.
But let's look at who we think it's affecting the most. And the way we can tell by looking at the things that people do. And for an example, you have Europeans that are constantly going around the world, trying to dictate to other countries how they should be, and they want to always push this whole idea of democracy, when in reality, they really don't practice it themselves. And that's one of the negative effects of Wetiko, is that when you can't see yourself, your own shadow, and you don't realize that what you do is, it affects other people, and you don't see other people as a reflection of you, that you have the possibility of being in that same situation that you're projecting on others. For example, you have the United States and most of the European countries, all of them have uh, nuclear weapons, but they want to try to make sure that nobody outside of them have those same type weapons. Now, myself personally, I don't feel like nobody should have them. Nobody should have them. If one person can't have them, then nobody should have them. So we can look at that, and let's look at. You can easily Google this information about how many weapons, nuclear weapons that each country has. And we know that the number one country that has the most nuclear weapons is the United States, and then followed by Russia. And I'm not going to go down the line. You can Google all this information. Now let's look at how many military bases. Just Google it. I'm not gonna waste your time or my time. You can do this on your own time. Google how many military bases does the United States have all over the world, and you're gonna be amazed. You're gonna be amazed at how many military bases. And Google how many wars that the United States have participated since World War um, One and Two. Just Google all this stuff. You can Google. So that's what I want us to do is to start thinking about how bad some of us have this mind virus called Wetiko. And we're going to do a live about this topic too in the near future. So stick around, subscribe to this channel because we need to discuss these concepts, and then we need to look at the effects that it's having on the world.
And we can look at and observe those people that are infected and afflicted with it. They don't have an interest in the well-being for others. They're greedy. They're jealous. They are selfish. And they will go to the farthest point to get what it is that they want. They will wreck lives, and they will try to do away with species of beings. And I'm sure that we can pinpoint societies, individuals that have at least one of those characteristics. I mean, it's all around us. And that's why it's very important for us, each of us, to strive to be in a place of giving. And the only thing that's going to get rid of this indulgence, this virus, is for us to be caring and loving for each other. That's the solution. Because if you were caring and you had a loving spirit for each other, you wouldn't be selfish, you wouldn't be greedy, you would have an interest in the well-being of your fellow man. And you would not have a mindset to destroy if you had a loving, caring spirit. So
If you didn't have that virus,
if you didn't have the virus, then the opposite of that virus would be to be loving and caring. So
because it says that usually if a person think that they don't have, then that's usually the time when they have it. Because all of us should look at ourselves and see that we all have a possibility. We all have a
dark side.
Yeah,
we all have a dark
and
side.
if you can accept the fact that you have a dark side, then that's when you can do something about it. But if you think that the whole world centers just revolve around you. And you can go around and plunder and pillage the whole world, and that everybody is supposed to bow to you. And, you know, at one time, and even in this country, the European had this concept called manifest destiny. You know, they created what they wanted and that's what people do. They'll convince themselves that they're right and that everybody else is wrong. And they have their version of democracy. As long as it's centered around them, and as long as people are bowing to them, they'll do it with economics, they'll do it with weaponry, and they'll do it with religions. You look at all of the major religions, and everybody that are involved in them see themselves as being better than the other person or better than the other religion. So we got to look at this virus and see how it affects the world. And as I mentioned earlier, that did you have anything else?
Mhm.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, that we have this video that we want to show you uh, about some of the predictions that the Native Americans said, and these predictions have come true. So we're going to show you that video, and then I just want to, but we're going to show you that video.
Hello, my relatives. I am an ally and I come from Yellow Thunder Village in our very sacred Black Hills, our holy land. Mother Earth is what really it's all about. The female-male balance in the universe, the disrespect for everything that is sacred is what's wrong with this society. And nothing's ever going to happen until this society accepts the fact in their heart. Well, what is needed is the knowledge and the wisdom that the earth is a living being. So please, start putting it in your heart. And she's alive. And she hurts. And she feels like you and I.
It's the Hopi belief, it's our belief that if you're not spiritually connected to the earth and understand the spiritual reality of how to live on earth, it's likely you will not make it. Everything is spiritual. Everything has a spirit. Everything was brought to you by the Creator, the one Creator. Some people call him God, some people call him Buddha, some people call him Allah, some people call him other names. We call him Tonkashila, grandfather.
The Lakota prophecies are brought to us by a great warrior named Crazy Horse. And everything he said is going to happen, it happened here, see? And there are two more things that's about to happen. He said he heard the voices of the children cry. So today we look around, you are the children, and see what's happening. You are. You are search for the spirituality, and you are hunger for spirituality, and you are thirst for the spirituality. And many things has gone wrong today. We start from the child abuse to child neglect, spouse abuse, elderly abuse, and abuse of one another and abusing yourself. And that is the sign or it says, you heard the voices of the children cry. So we are in that era right now. I think we're at the end of it. And the next thing he saw, he said, he's seen a huge light, a flash in the sky. And day become brighter than day, he said. And charcoal and ashes fall from sky and cover the earth, he said. And the next day, there was a new beginning because he's seen new grass grow when the water is clear, he said. And this time he only see God's children playing down there, he said.
No, these are the prophecies. These are what we heard. These are what we know. We've been told again and again. 200 years we've been listening to the prophecies. And the first thing you understand is, they're here. Oh, that happened already. That happened. So we are living in a time, like my grandson said, what's going to happen to me? Well, that's our job. Our job is to change people's minds. People have to change. Directions have to change. Values have to change. Otherwise, there's no mercy in nature. None. No mercy. Nature has none. Has only law, only rule. You don't abide the rule, you suffer the result. And it's just no habeas corpus here. It's what you do, how you live. Peacemaker said to the chiefs at the time, he said, build your nation on these principles. The first principle of peace. Peace. And with peace is health. Second principle is justice. You leaders, be fair to your people. And with that will come justice. Third one, power. The power of being united. The power of the good mind. Power of one mind. The other instruction a peacemaker said was, never take hope from the people. Give the people hope. And what is hope? It's leadership. It's principle. And that means the leader's got to be out there. Fight is on. Big fight now.
So thanks for watching. Like I said earlier, we're going to continue to do videos on this topic because we really want everybody to see that if we got this virus, this mind virus, this disease, and don't know we have it. See, that's the problem. The problem is when you don't know and you're thinking that everybody else is the problem and you don't see the role that you're playing in the problem. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to continue to talk about this and you know, it's very rewarding to know that Native Americans mentioned this hundreds of years ago, but at least now you have a Caucasian man that's writing about it and accepting the fact. And if you watch some of his videos, if you watch some of his videos, he'll explain what he went through and how he came to the realization of the problem and how it affects people. So thanks again for watching and do continue to watch. If you want to support us on this channel, you know, you can do so. We also have a Patreon page, and we have another website that we sell products called Uniquely For You. And if you want to support that, it's www.uniquelyforyou. And All this information will be in the description below. So thanks again for watching.